Hey you guys, it's Gabriella Battel. I have a super exciting surprise for you today. I have Reedsy Discovery book reviews. I am so grateful to now be part of the Reedsy team, and I am so excited to be doing these book reviews for Reedsy Discovery. And I've got my first one for you here today. Before we get started, I would super appreciate it if you guys could like and subscribe, and if you choose to subscribe, go ahead and hit that bell icon so that you can get notified every single time I post a new video. The Lost Girl by Allison Spooner. This book follows Angela Jackson, who is the great-granddaughter of Peter Pan. However, because Peter Pan left Neverland, grew up, fell in love, had a family, he also is no longer immortal, he passed on, and because of that very much mortality, Angela is suffering from terminal cancer. They tried everything, there is nothing left that is working against this cancer, and Angela is just waiting for it to take her, essentially. But she and her mother, Moira, they're not going to succumb to that. They're not going to give up that easily. So they have come up with a plan. It's their last shot. That plan is to send Angela to Neverland. The cancer won't be able to get her at Neverland, so they send her there, and she meets the Lost Boys, and it's different than she expected, but she's gonna fight. She's like, all right, I have a second chance at life. I'm going to live here. I'm going to make it here. I am going to fight these pirates. I'm going to do whatever I need to do. Problem is, she realizes when she's there, she can't exactly outrun her wounds. She can't exactly outrun her pain. But she also realizes that she is more powerful than she thought in more ways than one, and she's going to face those wounds. Let me just say, wow, this concept blew me away. This is such a highly, wonderfully, beautifully emotional book. It feels like it's aimed at middle grade readers. It's a middle grade book, but the topics that she tackles, and she handles them so well and so touchingly, I was getting heart flutters, and I don't usually, it's hard for a book to give me heart flutters. I was just absolutely moved by this entire story. I loved following Angela. She was such a really well-balanced character, well-balanced in story-wise, so she wasn't just one-dimensional or two-dimensional. She had all these different facets, and she felt so deep, but so believable because she's still only like 13. It's not like she's this warrior princess assassin. She has this vulnerability, this pain, but she's working through it, and she's strong, and she keeps fighting, and she's struggling, and then the whole time, her relationships were just gorgeous. The relationship that she had with some of the Lost Boys, specifically Jax and Pidge, had my heart entirely. And her relationship with her father, that is just extremely, excruciatingly touching the whole time. It really is just beautiful. In fact, this book was so touching that I actually wished that it was a little bit longer, and that the scenes that were sometimes, skimmed over or told in backstory or summary, I wanted to be inside of those. The beginning of the book starts right out where she's already arrived at Neverland, and I felt like there was an opportunity, this wonderful opportunity for us to be able to see Angela in pain from this cancer, and this decision that she and her mother make to have her go to Neverland. And when she arrives at Neverland in the journey, I really wanted to see all of that, but unfortunately it's kind of just summarized pretty quick because she's already in Neverland. And I was like, no, please, I need to see all of this. And there were a few occasions where I was like, man, this would be a really great place to unpack and delve in and really, really immerse me in that moment. And so that made me a little bit sad because, again, I was so invested the story and these characters. I wanted more of it. There was a little bit of that same style kind of throughout the book, where especially an emotion or a realization or something going on in someone's head, instead of the reader being shown, it was more stated or explained, and that can have a distancing effect. I was so impressed with how short this book is. Now, I might be the odd one out in the entire book world, but I really like short books. I like short, snappy books. And this one had it. It was wonderful. And again, the amount of emotional impact and potential that were packed into those 50,000 words, incredible. The thing is, with that pacing, there was such a great opportunity to use each and every single scene to be super, super powerful, such as those scenes that I was thinking before, where I really wanted to be invested and immersed in this specific scene. But there were a few scenes that I felt were less impactful, and so I would have liked if those scenes had been either trimmed or combined or clipped or just supplemented more by different other scenes that could really thrust the story forward more. And the last part that didn't quite work for me is conflicting conflicts. And what I mean by that is there were some conflicts, some confrontations that were just very kind, very gentle, cute almost. They were very uplifting, very middle grade feel, like not too raw, not too harsh. And then there would be other moments where I just felt like I just had my heart ripped out of my chest and I had been punched in the gut. There were these very real stakes and this very real loss and this very real aggression, and I was like, whoa, I am getting two completely different ends of the spectrum. Now, either one would have worked depending on which way she wanted to go with the story. I'm just saying that the differentiation sometimes didn't always click, because sometimes it felt like, which way am I supposed to feel about this story? But there was no question about how I felt about the ending. Holy moly. That was such a beautiful... I'm at a loss for words. This ending put me at a loss for words. It was a beautiful, extremely moving, extremely powerful ending. It was absolutely perfect for the whole story. It brought everything to a perfect conclusion, but it also wasn't one of those where everything ends so happily that you almost don't believe it. It was very real. I had chills at a couple of points. That ending was wonderful. So, yep, there's my review of The Lost Girl by Allison Spooner. I am so excited to have been able to share this with you guys. If you want to read my written review and more reviews that are coming, go ahead and check them out at Reedsy Discovery. I will link it below. Thank you again for being here. I am so excited to do more of these. Please have a great day. Check out this book, Lost Girl by Allison Spooner, and God bless. Bye-bye.